Welcome back to another episode of What the Fuck Are the Planets Doing Today? I'm your host, Brooke, and how's it going? Are you doing well? I took a break yesterday. It was much needed for sure. I've been posting 7 days a week, giving you all updates, so please forgive me. You know where to find my astrology if I do not post a daily, so you might want to make sure that you're following me there. Today, we're starting off with the sun at 20 degrees of Libra and is starting to work into that opposition with Chiron and Eris. Now, we've got Lilith conjunct Zeus, and they are in that exact opposition with Chiron and Eris. There could be a lot that's brought up to the surface as far as the wounded warrior, aka the military. All right. I do feel that Lilith being conjunct Zeus could bring some things up to the surface. Maybe some things we don't know about. Maybe some things that we do know about, but it's just not really been confirmed. Venus is starting the day off at 29 degrees and within a 3-degree orb opposition of Saturn, now at 17:19 Eastern time zone. That is 5:19 Eastern time zone PM. Okay. Venus will ingress into 0 degrees of Libra and will enter that grand air trine with Uranus and Pluto retrograde. Now, Pluto will station direct at 22:53, so that'll be at 10:53 p.m. Eastern time zone. Now, every time Pluto stations retrograde or stations direct, there's a lot of birds that tend to, okay. There was one, I want to say it was Saturday in Houston that I didn't share with you guys. There was another one this morning. I didn't see the location. I just so happened to pass through and see that happened. Be sure to call in protection. Be sure to listen to your gut if you're going to travel by bird. Really, over the next week, okay? Because it typically starts a few days before that station, retrograde or direct, and lasts for about a week after, okay? Until movement truly starts picking up. I mean, it could even go up to 2 weeks, all right? So we could see an uptick of those birds coming out of the sky, all right? Be sure to call in protection. Now, the moon is starting off its time conjunct Kronos in a trine with Mars and the North Node in a sextile with the South Node. Now it's also in a trine with Poseidon. We are in the full moon cycle. So every time we have a full moon, keep an eye on the water. This is where Saturn was whenever Mars was in Cancer doing its retrograde. They stayed in those positions for quite some time, okay? So, I'm hoping that we're in the clear. I'm hoping that we don't see anything else. I'm hoping that things will slowly start getting back to normal. And what's giving me the biggest hope that I want to share with you guys is the fact that we have 2 weeks to go before hurricane season is officially over. And that gives me big hope, okay? But we still got 2 weeks to go, okay? So I'm not going to celebrate just yet. However, secretly in the background, I'm like, yay! Mercury is now at 9 degrees of Scorpio. You all watch your emotions. Watch arguing with people. It's not worth it. And I'm finding that so many people that leave comments that are mean, that are harsh, 9 times out of 10, they're bots. Yeah, so keep that in mind. This Mercury in Scorpio can become obsessive, can become very sharp with the tongue, okay? So just be mindful of that. It could be very vengeful as well, all right? It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Now, I do want to note that Zeus and Lilith, Eris and Chiron are in that T-square with Jupiter. Now, the moon a little bit later today will also join that T-square with Jupiter. So with Pluto stationing, with Venus ingressing into Libra, with the sun working into its square with Jupiter, this opposition here, this trine here, there could still be a lot of upheaval, okay? There could still be a lot of pew, 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 and the birds, all right? So, listen to your intuition. Listen to what's being brought up for you. Do a gut check, all right? Do a gut check. Now, I also told you in my Aries full moon lunation update that Marjorie could be a big person to keep your eye on as Venus ingresses into Libra. And I did notice over the weekend that she's already kind of stepping out and being in the limelight, and she's dropping some major truth bombs. And she's truly showing people that there is no divide. There is no red. There is no blue. It is the same bird. And it truly is the same bird. It really is good and evil. Truly. Okay? So I really hope that we can get to a point that we're not still divided by red and blue. Because there is no division at all. Okay? There is none. So, Juno still in that opposition with Uranus, still in a trine with Neptune. There is still fated relationships that are taking place. Fated relationships, okay? Keep your eye on the prize. What are you creating? Give me one card for the energy for today. And I do want to note that Lilith is going to be stationed direct today too. When Lilith ingresses into Libra, she will oppose Neptune at 0 degrees. Amen. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of enlightenment going on, okay? But there's also been many people in a cocoon, really going within, doing some deep soul searching. And what I love about this card is it truly represents waking up after the dark night of the soul. It truly represents having to be put almost in a soul time out to truly go through the enlightenment process. Okay? Now, it's not happening to me, it's happening for me. Anytime doors are not opening, anytime the things that I'm trying to build are just not quite going in the direction that I need to go in, I'm going to pause and I'm just going to wait, and I'm going to allow for the divine to truly lay out the steps for me, lay out the direction for me. Because sometimes we might be too caught up in what's happening around us, what's happening in our personal life, to really not see the direction that we're meant to be going in. There is a lot of focus on what you're building a solid foundation for your life. What are you trying to create? There is also a lot of focus around the money. As we know, over the weekend or Friday, there was a lot of collapses in the financial markets. And with this right here, and then Venus moving into Libra with that grand air trine, I feel like we're going to see more changes, okay? Hold on. This is not something to fear. The divine has our back, all right? I love you guys. I hope these messages find you well, and I'll see you tomorrow for another update. Bye.